No recording. I am recording now. So we start the meeting. We call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. on Friday, October 9th. And we have a quorum. We have Karen Ann Caldwell present, Joy Rona present, Kathleen Ryan Gidman present, and Elena Testa present. Sarah Jean is on vacation. And as for Kerry Donaldson, we had a little bit tough moment there, but she did send me just a few minutes ago her letter where she is asking, she says, "Dear board, as my resignation from the board has not yet reached the town clerk, please accept this email as notice that I'm stepping down as board chair. This will allow you to hold elections tonight. Thank you, Kerry." So to explain to the town what's going on quickly, I just want to read a letter which we received from which we received from Kerry Donaldson. We received that letter on September 25th, 3 weeks ago. Her letter states, "Dear board members and directors, after a very long consideration, I have decided to resign from Wellington Public Library's board of directors. I will be submitting my letter to the town next week, but wanted to give you all the news first. It is my deeply held belief that the current state of the library cannot be fixed by a board of lay people, no matter how good our intentions are. I believe that our finances, building maintenance, legal issues, and policies are in such a state that we need to hire outside consultants to fix them. It is simply unfair and unreasonable to ask unpaid volunteers to resolve years of mismanagement via once-a-month Zoom meetings. Based on what I know about our town, it is unlikely that the library will ever get the funding to hire such consultants. From what I've seen in my year serving, it is unlikely that our budget will ever be able to pay our hardworking and loyal staff a wage equal to their efforts, let alone hiring outsiders to come write our course. Add to this the legal matters and looming disaster that is a pyrite in the foundation, and foresee things getting much worse before they get better. Who among us is qualified to handle so many and such serious issues? It is my deeply held belief. Hold on. I apologize. I'm sorry. I apologize for jumping ship, as it were, and adding fine 6 board member to the ridiculously huge workload already facing the board. I appreciate your hard work, but ask you all to seriously consider my words. Can the issues facing the library be solved with the current system? Kerry Donaldson. Sorry, this letter is a basis, and the letter which I read before is a basis for us to come, because we officially do not have vacancy to fill on our board, because the written resignation letter must be delivered to the town clerk. So it has not happened yet. So until it happens, we do not have vacancy, but we do have the resignation from the office from Kerry, which is enough for us to hold the election tonight for the new chair. So sure, Karen.
I feel like I've been lost since I got here. I never got a binder. I've been behind in everything. So when all of this happened, I talked to other people in town trying to get a feel for what we should be doing. And I was told that we're not allowed to elect a chairperson because, one, the resignation is not official, and two, we would have to wait when the resignation becomes official. We would have to wait until a new board member was was filled. So I tried to look at our bylaws, and can somebody tell me where in our bylaws it says that we can elect a new chair when all of this is going on?
Yes. So we, in accordance with the law, as I stated in our agenda, if we would not receive the resignation, we have no resignation at this point. We do not have vacancy to fill. But we have official request of resigning as an officer. In our article, actually, I have it here, so I would show everyone on the computer. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, just give me 1 moment, please, because I do have it here. And I'll share the screen. Hold on, share screen. Share, and I'll open it. So, does everybody see what's on the screen? So, in Article 5, Directors, it says, the Library Board of Directors shall be responsible for the general management of the library, including oversight of all library property. The board will also be responsible for the employment of a library director and will assist. Oh, no. Excuse me. Wrong. Hold on. Hold on. This is it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I relied on my memory. Sorry. Article 3. It says, upon resignation, 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph. Upon resignation of member of the board may make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen for a candidate to serve until the next municipal election. The candidate, and hold on, not this one either. Hold on, we have it here. Okay, next one. Article 4. Election of officers will be held on an annual basis. In the event a vacancy occurs in an office, the library board will elect a member to fill the balance of the term. So there is a difference between vacancy to fill on the board and the vacancy in the office. So if the situation as it is now, I'm acting as a vice chair. The situation is because, so now she's officially, now Kerry officially resigned. So it means she has no responsibility. Means I am, as a vice chair, is going to be acting as a chair with having her resignation until we re-elect the chair. The state library guidelines state that vice chair becomes automatically a chair unless the bylaws state different. So our bylaws clearly state that the library board will elect a member to fill the balance of the term of the office. So her office is a chair. So at this point, I am, I don't think, it's my opinion, I don't think it's the right thing towards the future chair that I will be chairing if I'm not going to be a chair, if Karen and you or Cassie or Joy, if one of you will want to be a chair, then you really want to get your hands in it. Why do you need my influence? Go ahead, Debbie. Debbie?
I think that I don't think like anybody who has an office already can take on another office. I don't think. I know you're right as far as the chair, the vice takes over the chair position, and I don't know if that means then you just don't have a vice chair?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
is it the person who isn't holding an office automatically gets that? I don't, you know.
Well, in accordance with state policies, That's how they suggest, but it's not in our policies. In our policies, the vice chair will be a chair only till the election of the chair. So I think it's reasonable for us to finish up this question and to elect the chair and to allow the person who will be chair already to set the course and to start working. Then for me, temporary to fill it up. That's regular logic, but also our bylaws require that we have to re-elect. Then we will have a vacancy to fill a vice chair. And to answer you, Debbie, we are able to hold 2 or 3 positions. It's just more work, but there is no limitations on how many hats we're gonna carry. No limitations on that. So if any one of you, Karen Ann, Joy, or Cassie, we are open for nominations. So if you have any nominations, we can nominate ourselves. That's okay. That's totally normal. So go ahead, guys, because okay. So if somebody has anything to say, go ahead, Karen Ann.
So basically, if we elect a chair tonight, they're running tonight's meeting and the next meeting, and then in 2 meetings, we would have a standard election to choose all of the officers.
No.
Well, isn't it someplace in there that we have our annual elections every December?
In December, in December, in accordance with our bylaws and policies, we can re-elect.
Right, so it's October. So basically, whoever we elect tonight is really only chair for tonight and the next meeting, because then we have to go through all of the elections again in 2 more meetings, because that would be December.
Yeah, we don't have to, but in accordance with our bylaws, we have a right to do that, definitely.
Well, if we have to elect a chair tonight, because it says will elect a member, we have to have elections in December because it says will be held.
Well,
So
where
I'm
does it
I'm
say
just
to
trying
be-
to get clarification.
Yes. I just want to hold on. Action for on the annual basis every December. Yes, Joy. Please.
Unmute. The way I read that, it says to fill the balance of the term. So it's I think it's whatever term Carrie has left. And unfortunately, I will stay to vote because you need me for quorum, but I have a family emergency and I have to get out of this meeting. I'm sorry. I just took the phone call.
Okay, so
But that's not Carrie's term of office, meaning her 6 years. That
Okay.
is the term for just we elect every year, right?
yes. So to
Okay.
answer
All right, my bad. I
yes.
didn't know how to interpret that.
Well, we have to discuss if we want to re-elect, for example, to re-elect the treasurer. The
Right, no,
treasurer.
I understand that. I'm just trying to get clarification.
Yes.
If we vote in a new chair tonight because Carrie has resigned as chair, it's
Yes.
really only for 2 months, because in December we renominate people and we re-elect.
We will have to come back to this question and to reconsider everything. Absolutely, yes, that's a requirement.
Okay, like I said, I'm just trying to get clarification. I
Oh,
feel like
yes.
I've been behind the 8 ball in all of this since I started 6 months ago. So I'm just trying to get clarification. Thanks.
Yes, and because Joy have to go, guys, let's concentrate because there are a few questions. If Joy leaves, the meeting stops because we do not have the quorum. So that's why let's try to move faster. So do we have the election? Do we have a nomination? So let me just, well, if anybody would be interested, let's put it, okay, Joy.
From what I understand, we basically only have 2 candidates on the board, right? It'd be either Karen Ann or yourself, Elena,
Oh, why, Cassie Gidman or you?
or Kathleen.
Or you?
I can't do 2 jobs. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. So let's ask Karen Ann, Cassie, is any one of you is interested in this position?
There's no way I could take it on right now. So I apologize, but that was definitely not in my
It's okay.
agenda. So.
Oh, it's okay. How about you, Karen Ann?
Okay, I can't do that and treasurer.
Okay.
Okay, okay, that's okay. So that's okay. I guess I'm alone left. I'll take over till December. We'll see how it goes after. So in December, we'll come back to it. But we still will have to, it's not like I'm taking over. So let's, I'm the only person for nominating on that position.
All right.
Yes, Joy.
If you need a nomination, I nominate Elena.
Okay, so, okay, I accept that nomination. So now let me make the motion. Oh, Joy, do you want to make a motion?
Sure. I make a motion to accept Elena as to fill in the chair position of the Wellington Library Board, to fill in the balance of the term, which is until December 2020.
Yes, like everyone's. Somebody seconds? Well, I guess to be faster, I'll second it. So we have that motion. Is there any discussion to this motion? I guess no discussion. So all in favor of the motion to nominate Elena Testa, who is currently vice chair, to nominate her chair until the next electing of officers in December, please signify by saying aye and raising your hand.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. So I guess I'll take over as a chair from this point. Thank you for your trust. And thank you for trusting me. I'll try to do my best on this position. So at this point, we have to move on to approval of minutes. If you guys had a chance to look, did everybody had a chance to look through the minutes? Can we just approve them as a bunch together to be faster? So, or does anybody have any questions or amendments to the minutes from regular meeting August 14th? I guess no amendments. Does anybody have any questions or amendments to the minutes from the regular meeting September 11th? No. Then allow me to make a motion to approve the minutes from Friday, from August 14th, 2020, and minutes from the regular meeting from September 11th, 2020.
Second.
Second. Okay, seconded by Kathleen Ryan Gidman. So now, all in favor of approving minutes from August 14th and September 11th, please signify by saying aye and raising your hand. Unanimous. Thank you. Okay, minutes approved. Treasurer's report. Hold on one second. How about if, because Joy, how much time do you have? We don't hear you. You're muted.
Maybe about 15 minutes, at about 6:30, 6:35, somewhere in there. I gotta go.
Okay. So, Karen Ann, do you have anything what needs our decision in your report, in your financial report?
The only thing that needs decisions in my financial report are also in the director's report. And that had to do with, hold on a second. It had to do with the ALG trust.
Okay.
And deposit of a couple of checks. That was the only thing that needed to be discussed in my treasurer's report. And that was from stuff Deb sent.
Okay, Debbie.
Okay, a couple things I've got for where your report, Karen Ann, says assistant one salary is still included, despite the fact that this position is no longer occupied. Just want to let you guys know that it is being used for our pages right now.
Hold on, Debbie, 1 second. Debbie, 1 second, hold on. Before we
Did
go.
I include that in the report? If I didn't include it in the report, I know it was in last month's report.
I couldn't tell you. I'm just answering things that you have here.
So before we move, so my suggestion is, because Debbie needs quite a few of our approvals, so to make sure, because we can listen to the treasurer's report without without the need to vote, without Joy. So I suggest I make a motion to move director's report immediately after the approval of minutes before the treasurer's report.
Yeah, what we could do, Elena, to make it fast is just go over the 2 grants.
Hold on, Debbie, 1 second. So the motion is on the table. Is there a second to move?
I'll second it.
So Karen Ann seconds. So we move the director's report to the current question before the treasurer's report. Thank you, Debbie. Go ahead with your report. Now,
I'm sorry, guys, I'm still learning how all this stuff with your
That's
act
okay.
goes. What isn't on the director's report originally that we sent, but is what I sent you later on, is in regards to 2 grants that have come our way. Actually, we just found out about them actually today. So we wanted to get you, we need your, I guess, approval that we can go ahead with them, right? And what it would be. Did anybody get them? So, or do I have to read everything?
I received them. Did anybody have anybody else?
Look
Have
through
you
it.
seen the grants report?
The 2 grants.
I'm gonna open it up. One I could not open; it was
Yeah.
not downloadable from
Sorry.
on my computer. Another one for 3,000. I'm gonna open it right now.
Okay, well, while you're looking, can I go ahead and so we can get that?
Sure.
done?
That's
Okay.
that's.
So
that's-
what we said is we have had 2 wonderful opportunities come our way. Wednesday, the 7th, we received an email informing us that we have been selected by the Governor's Office of Strategic Initiatives to receive a public library connectivity grant to assist our library in reopening and expanding capacity. There are guidelines and restrictions that are going to have to be followed, but as the funds are anticipated to be used primarily to purchase personal protective equipment, cleaning supplies, signage, and furniture. Although right now, let me just interject that is going to change as well. We just had a Zoom meeting this morning with the state library and other libraries who have been invited into this state grant, and they're still working out all the little nitty-gritties about it. But there is going to be $2.6 million, which will go to just a certain amount of libraries, not all libraries in the state of Connecticut, just ones that meet the criteria of being lower population numbers, and also those with the greater needs. We didn't apply for this or whatever. This is something that they want us to do because they realize that we need the help. So the thing is, it just came about, and the governor has put a time limit on it. You have to know what you're spending your money on and have it all spent by December 18th. So that gives us only 2 months to get it all together. So all we've done so far, what they asked of us the day before yesterday, day before today, was that just if they wanted to know if we would be interested in being a part of it, which we said most definitely yes. So, and that's, like I said, that's just the beginning. They're going to keep up with us as far as more meetings and notices, and they're going to let us know what exactly you can and can't spend it on. This is just like the first initiative, just kind of knowing, that being happy that we have it. The state library wanted to let us know that, this is something that we should take advantage of. It's very rare, and a lot of other libraries would like to be a part of it, but they're already doing okay. It's just, again, for those who need it most. And we're very needy, so we got it, which is really nice. So on that note, we would need to know from you guys, I guess, Elena, from what you were saying, because you, as a board, you take care of grants. I understand the director brings them to you, but and you work together, of course, but you have to give the.
We need to give you an approval. So there are
Yeah.
2 grants. So what Debbie's trying to say now, in shortly, so there are 2 grants available for us. We are not aware of the full terms about those grants, but because the grants are not substantially big, so they are one of them is around 3,000, and this is the one which is on the screen, which is shared on the screen. And another one is a grant which Debbie just explained to us. So at this point, I think we definitely need to allow our directors to pursue those grants. So I would just make one suggestion. If there, as soon as the terms come out, Debbie, if you could please share it with all library members, and if somebody sees something strange, we would have to call a special meeting right away to reconsider it. Because if, for example, if they want to make us to, the condition will be, for example, to open the library in spite of anything, we probably should talk about it if we want to keep the library open. So I'm just saying. So just go ahead, Debbie.
It's funny you should say that, because that was one of the things they talked about. We have to still comply with the way the COVID instructions are by the state's laws. So
Okay.
that was one of the things that was mentioned. So we do still have to follow that kind of protocol.
Yes.
Okay, good. So let me make a motion then. So let's make a motion to grant hold on, the motion to approve pursuing public library connectivity grant and libraries transforming communities grant. Is any second? So do we a motion to allow pursuing those two grants?
I second. Oh,
Okay, Cassie seconded. So any discussion, any questions to Debbie? Okay, no questions. Then all in favor of the motion to approve pursuing those two represented grants, please signify by saying aye and raising your hand.
aye.
Unanimous. The vote is unanimous. Okay, Debbie, do you have anything else for vote?
Yes.
Okay, let's start from those questions which where you need our decision. Okay, go ahead, guys.
This is the last thing. We have our 20-month CD is going to mature November 3rd. The bank is going to allow us a grace period of up to 10 days to decide what to do with it. We were making 3% return, which was amazing. Unfortunately, that no longer exists. We basically have two options. Over the last 20 months, we did make $671.56, which was amazing. But going forward, we can either do a 6-month CD at 0.40%,
0.40, not
0.40, I'm sorry. Or we can continue with the 20-month CD at 0.50. So this we do need an answer for.
Yeah, and we did do some checking, and we talked to Daisy at Berkshire Bank, and she assures us that there is nothing out there better,
Yeah.
unless you guys want to look into annuities. But then you don't have the access that you would with the CD, she said.
Okay, so it's open at this point. So Karen Ann, Joy, Cassie, hop in with your suggestions, with your opinion. So it's 6 months or 20 months option.
Yes, and,
Yep.
and with that, Daisy said if you're not sure what to do, at least if you went with the 6 months, it's a lower interest rate, but she said it would give you time to think about and decide if you wanted to do something different than the CD.
Yes, we hear you, Cassie.
No. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I mentioned that this needed to be voted on in my treasurer's report. And my feeling personally, when I looked at how much was in that CD, the CD currently has,
27,000,
yeah, I'm looking to see where it is in my report and I don't see it. So my question was, and I know Joy needs to get out of here, so I'm sorry I'm keeping this. I personally, it's not a huge amount of money. And the difference between the interest rate they're offering between the 6-month and the 20-month, my personal feeling, and you know, I'm treasurer of the board, but I'm not a banking person, is to go with the 6 month. Give us some time to talk about it. The difference in interest is negligible in the long run. And then we could figure out whether or not there was something that money could,
Okay.
something that could be done with the money. That's just my, after having gone through this, making up my report this week.
Okay. So Cassie, Joy, do you have anything to say to it? Okay. Karen Ann, do you want to make a motion?
Okay, I make a motion that we convert to a 6 month CD and take those 6 months to make a decision as to what we want to do with that money.
Any seconds? I second. Joy seconds. Okay. Any discussion? Additional discussion? Okay, no discussion. So all in favor in this motion, please signify by saying aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. I said myself and missed saying unanimous. The motion passed unanimous. So Hope,
Yes.
Debbie, any other questions which you need our vote?
Nope, that was it.
Okay, so I will suggest don't financial report and director's report. Hold on, we're gonna come back to all of you. We're just gonna make a quick jumping. So we do need to hear, we do need to know, to let town know what's going on. But at this point, I need a motion from you, because I need your decision as a chair of the committee, policy committee. So first, I'll make a motion to move the item 8 from the agenda committee report to the right after the director's report right now. That's a motion. Because you second, I know. So the motion is to move policy committee's report immediately after director's report, which is now. We'll come back to all questions. Okay,
Second.
you seconded. We just gonna, don't worry, Karen Ann. We're gonna listen to everyone. We just want to make sure we do all the votes.
No, that's fine. I just needed clarification on what your motion was.
Okay, sorry. So is it clear? I just want to move the policy committee questions to this point before Joy has to leave. So all in favor of the motion to jump into the committee report, please signify by saying aye and raise your hand. Aye, unanimous. So going to the committee report. So because policy committee did not meet this month for different reasons and business, but we have, because Kerry Donaldson, so she resigned from the office and we are waiting for her resignation. So obviously that subcommittee for the director's job description now is not working. We need, as soon as possible, to come out with a correct director's job description. So we will have to ask policy committee to move as soon as possible. So we will do that. So we would charge policy committee with to begin the revision of director's job description. That's the motion. Let me restate it again. I make the motion to charge the policy committee to begin the revision of the director's job description as soon as possible. That's a motion.
Second.
Cassie seconds. Any discussion on this motion? Go ahead, Karen Ann.
The policy committee, that's just you and Kathy, right?
No, that's me, Cassie, and Joy, and obviously directors, but they are there, but not the part of the policy committee.
Okay. It just seems to me that when this came up, I mentioned that I have been on numerous hiring committees over the last decade because of the job that I have, and nobody else said, oh yeah, I've done a lot of this. So I thought we were going to create a new committee and not just have the policy committee do it.
Well, that's not hiring committee. That's not hiring committee.
No, I understand, but when you're rewriting, when you're writing the job description, it's really important to get that right before you even have a hiring committee. And and for posting, it's more than just having a job description. There's a lot more to a post than just this is what the job is.
How about, so you want to participate, that's wonderful. How about if instead of the policy committee for this question, how about if we will call a special meeting for this particular question and we will discuss it? How about that? Then everyone can participate. Is it better?
Well, if everybody else is okay with that, I don't want to make everybody else come to a special
No,
meeting. It's
no,
just,
it doesn't matter.
I know how tough it is to get hiring correct.
No, but at this point, we need to fix. We are not even talking about creating a job description. We have 2 points here. The point number 1, because of the amendments we have made our last regular meeting, if we want to change our policies, we will have to talk about them on one regular meeting and introduce them and vote on another regular meeting. That's why, I don't think it's good for our town, for our library to stretch it for a long time. We need to close the question with the director as soon as possible, but we have to start working on it. That's the whole idea. So if today we will discuss 3 main points, which we will fix and put in the right wording during the special meeting, then on our regular meeting, it will be second meeting, we will be able to approve the job description, approve the policy, and then we can move on. We can find a hiring committee. That's it. From the next regular meeting. So at this point, what I have seen from our policies and committees, I would like you to pay attention to 3 things. So there are 3 things which do not coordinate. The first one is a question with hiring and firing, and that will be quickly. So in 2 different places, one place is in our bylaws. It clearly says, in our bylaws, it says that the board assists director in employment of other staff members. While in our policies, it says opposite. In director's job description, it says that director assists library board in recruiting and hiring staff. So it's a total opposition. Who assists whom means nobody is responsible. So we just need, if we can now decide for us the clue points, who's going to be responsible, then we can, next meeting, we can vote for it and we can really move on. That's number 1 question. Okay, Joy.
I was on the hiring committee last year, and I agree we probably need to have a separate meeting. I know we all don't need another meeting to get this correct, because it does state, like you said, Elena, different policies in different places, or different things in different policies and places. So I know I'm running out of time here. I would vote for having another meeting, because if you discuss that now, your meeting's going to go a lot longer.
Yeah, the problem.
Just have a special meeting just to discuss that.
Yeah,
because I know it needs to be fixed.
I understand, Joy, but the problem, what I'm trying to accomplish here, is to shorten up the process for hiring a director for 1 month, because the special meeting is not our bylaws say regular meeting. So we either take a decision here, who is hiring, board and director assist, or director and board assist, period. Because the one who is hiring, he's also terminating. So we have to make it, we don't have to put it in the right wording. We just have to make decision. Yes, go ahead, Karen Ann.
But that wording has to do with the rest of the staff, not the director, right? This is whether or not the board or the director hires other people, because the director can't hire himself.
So, no, we definitely hire director. There is no argument about the board hiring director. There is a discontent, if I can say it, between who is hiring the staff.
Right.
Director is hiring and we assist, or we hire director assist?
Okay, so my question is, why do we need to discuss this now if our focus is going to be on hiring a director? Why right this very second do we
Well,
have to worry about this wording? Why can't this wording just come up at the special meeting?
So if we have a decision now on this particular point, then the town will know that this is a decision and it is announced, and we can vote for a final change. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think maybe you're right. So we just inform the town that we are discussing. Maybe it's a good point. Go ahead, Debbie.
Why we have to tell the town right now about something like this? It is that the board, library board is supposed to hire the director. The director is supposed to hire everybody underneath them, but the director may ask for assistance from the board from our library board of directors to help. So that's what's written, that's what's the practice. Why are we pushing so much to let the town know what we're doing? Why can you explain that to me?
Yes, because you initiated and we agreed with that, and we voted during the last meeting that I will show you. We changed the policies.
What about the town?
We changed the policies. Hold on. I'm gonna.
It's fine that the policies got changed. I just think that we should focus on hiring a director, not who does the director hire.
No, it's not. No, then maybe I did not explain it right, and then I apologize. We hire the director, period. What we have in our policies, what's not clear, one place, it says that,
I understand what's not clear, Elena. I really do. What I'm questioning is why, when we don't even have a director, we need to worry about this right this very second.
well,
I
so,
don't understand why this is something that has to be voted on tonight. That's all.
okay, we may not vote it on it tonight, but at least let's announce to the town, let's inform the town in accordance with our bylaws, that that's what we are doing now. And then if we do it during a special meeting, then next regular meeting we will be able to finish voting, because our bylaws we changed. We said that we have to inform the town about the change in policies
So
on
what you're saying-
one regular meeting, and
So what
then
you're
another
saying,
regular
it really
meeting.
has nothing to do with what the topic was that you brought up, which was library director job description. This has to do with modifying the bylaws. So it has nothing to do with actually the library director position.
Oh no, it has everything to do. It has before we post director's description, we need to know, director needs to know if hiring staff is on him or on the board. It's a big difference. Either director is responsible for hiring, or it's the board is responsible. That's it. Also, second question, which is at stake, which is not described right in our policies, is who is responsible for the budget. In accordance with our state library guidelines, budget is a full responsibility of the director, and the board approves the budget and represents it together with director, represents it to the Board of Finance. So when we had the budget, we had a top mess. I could not imagine the higher mess than what we had. We don't want to be there again. It has to be clearly written in our bylaws or policies, in description of job description.
I have to go, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Okay,
All right.
it's okay. So hold on,
Okay.
Debbie, anything else for voting? Okay, she left. That's okay. Oh, you did not
We
leave.
said before, we're all set for the voting part.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
we all set. Okay, now
Thank you. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Bye.
It's okay. So now, because we cannot vote, Joy is leaving. Thank you, thank you, Joy, for coming as much as
Do you want me to do a quick vote?
No, that's okay. So
Do
we
you want-
already talked about it, that we introduced the town that the changes are coming. The changes, and corrections in our bylaws regarding the director's responsibilities and regarding if the questions, particularly hiring and terminating position, regarding budget, and those are qualifications needed. So that's all what I wanted to say.
Okay,
So thank you guys. And
Right.
now I would suggest, thank you, Joy. You need
good
to
night.
run. But now we can just listen and let them know what's going on. So I know Karen Ann disappeared. What happened to her? I hope she's okay.
Do we need to end the meeting? I mean, there's only 2 of us left.
So do we end the meeting? We definitely can hear the report. We cannot vote, but we can hear the report. I don't know if Karen Ann is coming or not. Let me call her. Well, so let me ask John. Hold on, Debbie, 1 second. John, could you please unmute yourself? Hello, John. Hello, Mr. Blessington. I have a question to you as a selectman. Now we have 2 members present at this point. One may come back, I hope. Can we continue listening to the reports without the need to vote? Just listening to the director's report and what's going on?
As long as you don't vote on anything, yes.
We can do it. So
Yeah.
the town would know and that would be done. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Debbie, do you want to continue now? Let's continue to everything, whatever we skipped.
Okay, but I don't think Mr. Blessington's right. I wish I could prove him wrong or somebody could prove him right, but I understood that if you didn't have a quorum, you could not have the meeting. It didn't matter if it was voting on stuff or not.
I actually.
I don't know if I want to go forward if it's not going to be legitimate or whatever.
Okay. Yes, please, John, unmute yourself. You have to unmute yourself, John.
I'm sorry, I just joined. You did have a quorum at one time when you called the meeting to order, correct?
We did. We had 4 people.
Okay, then I believe you can continue again as long as you don't vote on anything.
Okay. Okay. So it is video recorded. So Debbie, I think it's a good idea for you to continue because we don't want to collect too much. At least there will be a video recording of your report.
Do you want to do it?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, we're gonna start off first with our staff meeting. We just had our first staff meeting as co-interim directors. It went very well. The staff is all on the same page. Going forward, we plan to have monthly meetings, and during those meetings, the goal is to start training the staff on the bylaws and the policies of the library.
Does anybody have any questions or concerns they want to ask about that or know anything they need to know?
Well, my question is to train for what? Do you have something? What are you working on?
We just said policies and bylaws, there's employee handbooks, there's a lot of different books
Just to
that
educate them
need to
further.
be, yeah, same amount as what you would have and should be doing.
Oh, that's wonderful. Also, as a matter of fact, Karen Ann is back and she still doesn't have a folder with our policies and bylaws. Would it be hard for you to print it out for her and give it to her?
Actually, I've been working on it. The
Yeah,
only
we've been
thing is, it's got information that you're gonna need to change. I was hoping that by today we were gonna get back the folder that Carrie Donaldson has in her possessions so that we can then pass it on.
Yeah,
But yes, we are
I'm gonna ask you to
working
give me Carrie's as soon as you get it.
for that. But we were creating one for you, Carrie, and we just were,
Yes.
we were just adding things as they changed and were corrected to it, like the bylaws.
No, that's
I
fine.
appreciate it, thank
It
you.
seemed crazy kind of giving you stuff that wasn't any good or it's gonna change.
Thank you. Okay, Debbie, do you want to continue? No more questions to you about that. Thank you.
Okay, we had our, we started our reopening process to the community, and that went really well. We had, it started with a family day. We had a few families in. Everybody was so excited to be a part and back at the library. We also started our computer usage on Wednesday, and we also had a great turnout on Monday for the book donations. So everything went really well. Everybody followed what they were supposed to be doing, the protocol with the masks and the distancing and whatever. So that went really well. And we're going to continue it as long as it continues to do well. We also are opening up, we were asked by the Parks and Rec Department and also by our adult club group, our adult book club group, if they could use the community room as long as they practice again the social distancing. And we said, okay, that's fine. I know this coming Tuesday, the Friends who normally meet outside for the meetings asked if they could again come into the building and use the community room. Same thing, as long as there's not too many people and they keep their distance, it would be possible. If for some reason they're not able to, then we will close the doors and nobody will be able to use it, kind of thing. And that's just keeping in with what the government is saying, the state, as far as the social distancing and whatever, and how many people can fit into how big of a space. So that was that. There was a concern about the crumbling foundation, the report findings from Mr. Tullis. We spoke with him. He has to just finish up a couple of more things. He would be more than happy to speak at one of our meetings and explain to us exactly what his findings were. He did want to let you know, though, that right now, we didn't put down exactly what he said. Right now, he said, don't worry about anything. Everything is fine. He said, going forward, as long as we do the things that he came up with, which will be on his report, which he will share and talk to us about, going forward, we shouldn't have a problem either in the future. He said there are places, and he did mention them, where we have to do some rebuilding, some cleaning out, some sealing. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 things that water, there has been a problem with water getting into, so that we would have to restructure them and fix them so that the water would not come down. He said it's not so much that the water comes down directly, but he said it's the water that you can get from underground and whatever and around it that would seep in. And he talked about how bad water was for the cement and whatever. So he just didn't want you to worry. He said we're not in bad shape, no more than any other house or building in the town that he had checked out. He said there were some findings, not that much, and it's on the normal side. Again, that we would just have to keep a lookout and be vigilant about how we take care of these other problems that are associated with it.
So I'm sorry, Debbie. So what did he say about water seeping? What can we
Well, for example,
prevent?
we have a drain that goes in. Well, there's a couple things. There's a conduit outside one side of our building where the side parking lot is, that actually does get water in it. They don't, Eversource didn't know if there was maybe cracked piping underground, or, you know, why the water was getting in, because we actually get flooding inside and we always have inside of the building itself. And that might be where it's coming from. They were out and looked at it. Mr. Tullis was out looking at it. That's one spot also where there's an exit door next to that conduit box. There is a drain. I think since I've been here in almost 14 years, I think it's been cleaned out twice. That tends to flood and hold water. Also stuff like gunk, like sand and dirt and debris gets in there, leaves. That needs to be cleaned out and kept cleaned out more often than what it's been. We have next to our propane tank, there's another thing that he said there's a drain that needs to be cleaned out. I don't think it's ever been done to my knowledge. He said there's on the outside of the building, and we were looking at it, Hope and I, you know, there's just things that would need to be replastered. He mentioned there's some masonry work in one spot, again, on the side of the building where the parking lot is, that he says needed to be fixed, and another spot that needed to be sealed. So, but that's all in his report. So, and those are the areas that could become a problem or cause a problem if we didn't take care of it. He said, as long as we addressed it and took care of it and kept up with the maintenance of it, there should not be a problem in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on that, or anything else to say? No? Okay. Next, we are having a problem with our outside parking lights. The building lights are working, the surrounding parking lot lights are not. We don't know why not, but we do have, we're waiting to hear back from the people in regards to that. We don't know if they can help us and we can figure it out ourselves over the phone, or if we have to have perhaps an electrician out to fix that, which isn't too bad right now because the building lights are on. So if people wanted to return things into the drop box, they're safe. It's just like I say, the outside surrounding, which we're closed in the evening. So, but we're working on it. We were able to get a computer for Joy with the last meeting that we had. There was, she shared concern that sometimes the family needs to use it and she doesn't have anything available. It is here for her. She is aware of it. She hasn't picked it up as of yet, but if the need arises, we have one.
Thank you.
Also, we came across in our searching for things, doing our diligent work here, we came across a medical stipend from for Mr. Roseborough when he was here, $786.36. The town is aware of it. We talked to Amanda and to Tish. He was supposed to pay that back, but that hasn't happened. But nobody, we didn't spot it earlier on. We just found it this week, and it didn't come back into like Amanda on payroll's radar. So right now, with the expenses that Mr. Roseborough has incurred to or owes us already, he does not know, he hasn't been told that that is a part of it. So we need to move forward as far as adding that to our list. And on that note too, to find out what the lawyer is doing, where we stand, because we just got last week another check from him of $500, which we understood with the meeting with the lawyer that there wasn't supposed to be any communication or actions, that he was going to be dealing directly with the lawyer. So I don't know if the lawyer has not done that job and he doesn't know about it, or if he's just ignoring what he's supposed to be doing. We haven't, that was something that was, Carrie was taking care of with the lawyer. Somebody needs to find out where we stand. I know as far as, we just got yesterday, 2 more bills from the lawyer, which they don't seem right. They're not addressed to the proper problem, but we're working on that too. So we can let you know. So that's a whole something else there, kind of all together.
I'm sorry, Debbie. What do you think? Maybe we should have, like, if we have a special meeting for the director's job description, as we already explained and announced it officially, so we don't have to wait for 2 months. Maybe we should add there a question to consider, to come back to the question about whatever Mr. Roseborough owns to our library. Because as I understand, if we will involve lawyer and we are paying $250 an hour, as far as I heard, and minimum, that's a minimum payment. Even if he was there 5-10 minutes, we still would have to pay it. Maybe we should just talk about possibility, just giving Mr. Roseborough a chance to pay it all off. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
That was my whole thing to begin with, and I was shot down with that immediately because they wanted to prove a point and get the lawyer involved. And I'm in agreement. I always was with that, Elena. But
we're not gonna. We can't vote now. I'm just thinking maybe we should think about considering, because it can cost our town much more if we keep involving the lawyer.
Yeah.
That's from my point of view. Maybe I don't understand something. I think it's a question for the discussion and maybe for taking decisions. We cannot do it now. I'm just throwing it there that it's a possibility to consider.
That was my thought too. That is what we're going to pay for the lawyer going to cost us more than what he actually owes us.
Yeah,
but that never.
So let me ask you, Karen Ann and Cassie. I don't know if you know the amount, because I just found out the total amount, how much Mr. Roseborough owes the money, owes the library. I just found out yesterday. I don't know if you are aware of it. No?
As
Cassie?
treasurer, I assumed that I would be kept abreast of what was going on, and I've heard nothing about what he owes. I've heard nothing about contact with the lawyer and lawyer's bills. I know nothing about.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I know nothing except that I did meet with Debbie and I did find out the official number. So I wonder, Debbie, if you can share the number so Cassie and Karen Ann already would know what we are talking about, because before it was ridiculous unawareness.
Okay, what we had was $4,067.85. He has paid $2,563. No, wait a minute. Yes, $2,563, and the remaining balance is, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Balance remaining is
Yes,
$2,563.
you didn't pay that much.
No, he didn't. He's paid. Oh, hold on. I messed that up, guys. Well, his balance is $2,563.
Hey, right here.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell you in a second what monies we have here at the library from him.
Karen Ann, please.
Is that with or without that 786 that's on the report?
Without.
No, I think it's with Debbie.
Oh, no, that's what.
Oh, with? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
With.
So $4,067. That's the total amount, how much he owes the library. And at this point, within last 2 months or 3 months, he paid back $1,500.
$1,610.
$1,610. So don't forget, we already paid for the lawyer, probably for 2 hours of the lawyer. So plus already 500 towards that. I'm not sure, it's my guess, but we have to be aware that we paid for the lawyer a lot of money.
That's just what we got.
Well, we have one statement that is, let's see, total due $1,225, and the second statement $2,100. And these are just the current ones. That's not before when we talked to him.
Okay.
And
Okay, so
actually, these two statements don't include the time that he came in to our September meeting and talked to us. So that's going to be a bit of money, I'm sure.
yeah, I mean, with a lawyer. You mean with the?
That's why I brought up the lawyers with pro
Yeah.
bono lawyers and
Yeah.
different things. But
Well, I really have no information. I know nothing about the lawyer. I hope maybe Kerry will find time and update us a
pass
little
it
bit.
on to us.
Yeah. Okay, so Cassie, Karen, and any questions for this? Any questions to Debbie, particular for this question regarding Mr. Roseborough? Okay. Debbie, do you want to continue?
Yes. Also, we came up with something. Mr. Roseborough had drafted, actually made a contract with a phone company for our phones and for trying to get the our pricing down as far as long distance and whatever. We didn't know that until we got a bill and said we don't owe it. We don't have any transactions with them, and they brought up the contract that was signed, and they threatened to hold us to our word. We could close it, we could cancel it, but it was going to cost us over $2,000 for penalty fees.
So what's the contract? Why we don't pay? Why are we behind?
No, we don't want to pay. We don't want it. We don't need it. We actually have something else in place. We figured that out ourselves and saved a lot of money. But the thing is, this was in place before he left. And I guess there was like a 2 or 3 months before you were going to get your first bill. So when we already had something good in place. Matter of fact, our phone bills have never been so low. I think they're like $125.
Yep.
In 14 years, they haven't been that low. So we figured out a really good plan. We were able to keep everything in place that was needed for like Otis Elevator and for our security systems. We needed the analog lines. So we did all the homework. We talked to all the people, and we got the best, really great deal sticking with Frontier. Again, I don't know why that wasn't done before, but we're good with the phone. But the thing is, we didn't know that this had been done on Mr. Roseborough's part. So meanwhile, we get the bill and we call the people and say, we don't know anything about this. You're not our company. We already have a different company. And they threatened to, like I said, give us penalties if we canceled out on them. Through many, many conversations and emails, they finally said, okay, we won't hold you to it. So we saved money there because one, the service that he set up would have cost us more money than what we have going on right now. And two, canceling it would have been a penalty that we would have had to pay, like I say, over $2,000. So just letting you know that that had come up, it got taken care of, and we were able to save some money that could have really hurt us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for standing up and fixing it. Thank you, Debbie.
And then, let's see.
Debbie,
Oh,
quick
and
question.
another thing.
Can I just ask one thing? It's just occurring to me. Last time when Erica attended the meeting, she had said not to do anything but to hold any incoming checks from CLE, not to cash them, not to deposit them. So when you got this new check for 500, you're not doing anything with that, and you're not putting that against what he still owes on his balance, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
They're all in an envelope, safely tucked away,
Okay,
until somebody tells us what to do with it,
okay.
kind of thing.
So when you say what he's paid back already, was this prior to this motion to stop communication with him?
No, we've gotten 2 checks since then. So I don't know if he's not getting the work. I don't know what's going on with that.
All right, so when you say he's paid back 1,610 so far, that's inclusive of these checks that can't go anywhere right now?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Correct. Now, what the town brought to our attention was that Mr. Roseborough's name was still on the employee checks as far as being able to write them out. His name was also on other investments and whatnot. So what we did with the town and with Berkshire Bank, where we have all of our investment and banking accounts with, they drew up paperwork so we could get his name taken off, but we had to replace it. So we have, and it can be changed. We have right now my name, Hope's name, Lori Semperbaum at the town office, and Donna Latensik. So there are 4 people that if one can't sign, the other one can, kind of a thing. And we can, yeah, you have that, how things were, and it was even on our credit cards, it was only one person's name. So if that one person left, which was the case with Brittany and with Chrissy, nobody else could get into or use the credit cards, but yet we were using them. So again, doing due diligence, we got his name off of all those. I think there's 7 investment or 7 banking different accounts. So we're all set with that. We took care of that. That was something that needed to get done, and it got done. So just to let you know. Any questions, concerns, comments? Okay. Oh, and 2, as we continue to work on the budget, and this is something, Karen Ann, that'll come your way shortly, we hope. We've been with the assistance of Donna, who's like the business manager over there. We are rearranging the budget so it looks more transparent. Some items are being taken off, some are being added that weren't there before, but with the sole purpose of knowing where and what money is being spent and how, kind of a thing. So that, just to make you aware of that, you guys will be updated on any changes whatsoever. It's just something that we were talking about, and each of us, the town and the library, us guys felt that it was necessary to do going forward with all the problems that have been happening. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but you will be aware of any changes that do come up along those lines. So don't get freaking out if you notice it looking a little differently. You'll love it. You'll really, you'll like it. It'll be good. A good change, kind of thing. And was there anything else? I think there was, and just a thought, Hope is still looking for her letter and contract for her pay decrease. If you guys could work on that, that's been a couple of months now overdue. Let's see. We're all set with the board's members' contact information and term length. Finally got that all figured out. Let's see. Oh, we were trying to get computers through CEN, which is the Connecticut Education Network, and the E-Rate people, and found out we're not a member of the Bibliomation program. Way too expensive, could never afford it, not then or now. So we couldn't get a hold of their, we can't use their IT technicians to come out to find out what it is that we would need. We can use our own IT person. It probably wouldn't cost any different, maybe a little bit more. But there are other things that are coming up that we're hoping will get approved with the state so that we can then be a part of it.
Yes.
But we did have the other options we mentioned at the last meeting, where there is a thing out there where you can ask large industries, companies for refurbished computers, and they do donate them for free to nonprofit organizations. So, you know, and that's one thing with one of the new grants that came out, the 2.6 million, there's also an opportunity to get computers through that. The only thing is, if you deal with one company like CEN or E-Rate, then you can't use the grant that is before us now. So that fine line, we'll figure that all out, kind of a thing. What's the best way to go? The sad thing is this new thing that's coming up isn't going to be approved. Well, it's before. We don't know if it's going to be approved or not in 2021. So it's like, do we take a chance of losing out at this time with the grant? Do we take the chance and wait with the hopes that they approve it next year and then do it that way? So things to think about and decisions to be made when the time comes. And I think that's it.
Okay. Any questions to Debbie? Go ahead, Karen.
Okay, number one in that follow-up from the previous reports, you said the letter and contract for Hope's pay decrease was never done. Did you get your contract for your pay increase?
No, you didn't.
No.
Okay, so both of them need to be done.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other question to Debbie? Questions? If no further questions, then we come back to the treasurer's report. Sorry, Karen, and we had to wait for you, but
Oh, it's not, I don't have a problem. I mean, I did the treasurer's report right before sign off if we had to. That's not an issue to me at all. First and foremost, I want to point out that the things that we have been getting from the town and from the library, what Hope and Deb send me is everything that's been expenses. What I get from the town includes those plus payroll, but everything's coming through as a year to date. So what I have done is taken Hope and Debbie's information and the 3 months, July, August, and September, and created a new Excel sheet with a month-by-month report. Did everybody get a copy of that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it'll make things a little easier to follow so we know exactly what's going on each month.
yes. That's what I'm doing now. I'm looking for your report. Sorry, I actually prepared it and accidentally I closed it. Sorry.
That's fine. I think it might make things easier because the ones that come from the town are a little difficult to follow because they are
I
just
found it.
year to
I'm
date.
gonna open it. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Good job, Karen Ann.
Yeah, I closed it. It was prepared. So
It's no big deal. As long as everybody got it and can see it. You can see I put
Okay.
things down in July, August, September. I did, thank you very much, Deb and Hope, get the information on the interest-bearing accounts that we have. So the accounts are now listed as to which one is which. And we have the amount of interest that we've been making. The first part is all income, and it shows a total of $451.52 year to date. Then everything else is outgo. I did lump all the payroll and FICA together. The reports that come from the town list everyone's pay individually. I mean, it even puts out each one of the pages by name now. But I lumped it all together for that. Please note that there were a few amounts, $960.11 for payroll and $1,411, no, $68, that can't be right, $68.23 that were voided. They were accidentally put in the 2021 year, and they were supposed to be in the 1920 year. So those were voided out of this month's year to date. So I've got those noted there. Everything else just goes down and shows you what has been done. Like I said, I think this will be easier for me to follow, and I'm hoping it'll be easier for you guys to follow.
Sure. Whatever works for you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's just getting everything with a year to date makes it hard for me to tell what happened this month. You know, because like it comes through that building maintenance is a total of $1,005, but 900 and something of that was paid in July for the elevators. You know, so we really didn't spend anything on building maintenance in September. Okay, so if you want to close that out, Elena, I don't know if you want to open the treasurer's report or
Treasurer's
not.
report. Okay, hold on.
The top of the treasurer's report just shows those numbers of income and outgo for the month and for the year to date. It does specify now what the interest-bearing accounts are.
This is the report?
Yeah.
What you want, okay.
Okay, Deb mentioned something about the assistant one salary. I know in last month's report I mentioned that, you know, it can be used to cover pages. I just put in eventually move to another line item, and I'm assuming that line item will be pages salaries because that's what it's being used for. Custodian salary is still listed as a line item, reset to zero. I assume that's another one that's on your list to take out, open Deb. So I've got your total expenditures there. Now, the issue came up from Deb. I got an email about 2 dividend checks that were found, both addressed to the ALG Trust. But then Tish sent an email back saying that the ALG Trust was closed. But according to Deb, there's a balance in it of $3,000 and something.
Wow.
So we need to figure out whether that account is open, where those two, and I don't even know if you can deposit one of them. It's only $9.50 I see, but it's over a year old, so I don't even know if the bank will take it. But something needs to be figured out about that ALG account, and if it's still valid, and if it's not valid, what happened to the $3,000 that it says it has in it? Okay, and then the very last thing, thank you very much for finally getting me a balance on the STIP account. So I sent in that report to the state.
Well, thank you so much. Any questions to Karen Ann? Go ahead, Debbie.
I want to be of help, Karen Ann. As far as your ALG, we have that account, that trust fund, and it's with Invesco and Oppenheimer, and
Right.
it has always been and supposed to be for the purchase of reference works and general school children's books, ages K through 12. Now, as of our quarterly statement, which came in on June 30th, there is a balance of $3,958.32. So we were asking Donna if she could, because right now it says zero. It is an active account. It is something that there was an account for, it got closed. I don't know what they did with it or why, but it is still active, and we're getting dividend checks as we had mentioned. So we asked Donna, right now we have the ALG, it's called Books ALG Trust, and it says zero, and that's an expenditure. So what we asked Donna to do, and she did, she thought it was a good idea, we created a revenue line item on our budget, and so that we can enter in the quarterly dividend checks. So we have the $3,958.32 that's going to now, it should be even now, you may see it if she was to give it to you. So that's going to be in a revenue line item called ALG, Alice Latham Goodrich Trust Fund, with the account number ending 3464. And then the $173.11 check was deposited into, because we didn't have any place else to put it, into our donation savings account, which is number 8947, but transferred it over to our account expenditure line item, number 641, which, as I said, is the Books ALG Trust as it stands right now. So the second check, which was for $9.50, because of it being over a year, we weren't able to deposit it. We have contacted the company and explained the situation. We're just waiting and hoping that another check will be able to be reissued to cover that so we don't lose. I mean, $10 is $10. So that's kind of what I wanted to let you know, Karen Ann, and you guys, as far
Well,
as.
thank you for doing that because,
So
you
now
know,
there's one and the other.
it has money in it. I'm hoping it's not inactive if it has money. So the $170 and something was a dividend check on that account.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we get them often. We get, it's like every 3 months. We just got one actually this week. There was no check in it, but we did notice that the $39.58 went down to like 37. There was over the last 3 months there was a loss, kind of a thing. But
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate it. Otherwise, anything anybody needs should be in the Excel file now.
Thank you very much, Karen Ann. So no more questions? No, Kathy? Okay, thank you so much. So let's move on. So we had treasurer's report. We had director's report. From communications, we had only letter from Kerry Donaldson, which I read in the beginning because we had to read it in the beginning. So committee reports, we already talked about those questions. So now we come to present to speak. So is there anybody in the audience who would like to participate, who would like to say anything? This is your time. Just let me know. I'll unmute you. I'll unmute yourself. I don't see anything in the chat. I don't see any hands. So I guess nobody wants to say anything.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, so well, unless somebody wants to say, we are happy to hear. So then we move to old business. There is really no old business unless I forgot something. So I think we are all set there. Old business from the last meeting was about question with secretary, if we should hire a secretary, and Joy asked us, she thinks she's gonna handle it now. So new business, Debbie already introduced it. Anything we forgot or possibly forgot? I don't think so. So at this point, we go to the board concerns and board concerns. That's not something when we comment on questions which we discussed, but for the full transparency, if there are any concerns and any questions which we have not discussed, this is a time to address those questions. Cassie or Karen Ann, please. This is your time. Well, I guess nothing. Then looks like we are going to adjourn the meeting. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Any seconds? Oh, we can't vote.
Uh-oh. We have to stay here forever.
I'm just as a chair, I'm just adjourning the meeting. Thank you everyone for participation. That's a lot of work involved. I really want to say thank you. Thank you all, Karen Ann. I know how busy you are, and thank you for finding the time. Hope and Debbie, thank you for all your report. Very extensive, so very filled with explanations. We appreciate all the information you provided for us. Thank you so much. And as we are now here, three of us actually, before we adjourn, can we set the date for the special meeting to discuss, to start working on the agenda, on the director's job descriptions? So when is the best date for you? My suggestion, next Wednesday night. No?
I'd have to check my schedule, but I can definitely not do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Wednesday is a better night for me, but do we have to do it at 6 o'clock? You know,
No, let's do it 8 p.m. It's our free. How about if we'll do it 8 p.m. when everybody's home and done?
I don't, it doesn't even have to be that late. It's just, you know, by doing 6 p.m., I can't have dinner with my husband, you know?
No, absolutely. That's no need for that. Well, the problem with regular meetings, we filed in the beginning of the year. We were trying to find this year, fiscal year. We tried
Right,
to
and
find
I
the right-
understand Joy had issues with 4-H and
so-
things. I understand that. It's just, you know, the meeting starts at 6 and
7 o'clock. I know.
We haven't gotten out till after 8 and you
I
know, it's
agree.
dinner time in my household.
So how about next Wednesday at 7 p.m.?
Yeah, if we do 7, I prefer that.
How about you, Cassie? Next Wednesday?
I know I have stuff going on in the afternoon, but I think 7 should be okay. I will let you guys know as soon as possible if that doesn't work.
So if we don't have to, if we cannot do 7, let's do 7:30. Like I can do Tuesday, but Karen, and you cannot do Tuesday?
Tuesdays,
No, I work late
Okay.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, so
So I cannot do Monday and I cannot do Fridays. And you cannot do Tuesday. So for us, it's Wednesday or Thursday. You, Karen, and you cannot do Thursdays.
no, like I said, I work late Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So let's shoot for Wednesday night. And if 7, we cannot make 7. If worst comes to worst, let's make it 8. We have no limitation. At least we'll start working on it.
And to be clear, the special meeting is to develop the job description. No?
To,
No.
to correct and develop job description. Well, let's say not like job description to fix job description in our bylaws and policies, because it's total mess. We can't advertise it while it's not supported by our local laws. We have to fix it and then advertise it.
Okay.
So we can do 7:30 to be safe for Wednesday night, next Wednesday night. So the difference between policy committee and special meeting is that if we call special meeting, all 4 have to be present. If we have policy committee, 3 could be present. That's the only, but 3, Cassie, Joy, and me, or 2 could be present. So for the special meeting, I hope Joy will be able to do Wednesday night. So let's say this. If suddenly Joy cannot do it 7:30, are we ready to do it 8 o'clock? Just to start moving?
How long
And
do
if
we
you
think we're
Wednesday
gonna
at
be-
8 instead of 7,
No, let's do 7, but if Joy cannot make it 7, can I suggest 8 o'clock as a extra way to still hold the meeting?
How long do we think this will go? About 2 hours?
Well, hopefully less.
Okay.
we hopefully less on all our meetings, and most of them don't go less than 2 hours.
Yeah, well, you see, I'm trying. So, okay, we are going for next Wednesday. Yes, 7 p.m. If it doesn't work, we will consider 8 p.m. too. Deal?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you very much, every one of you. Thank you guys for your time. You enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. And
Bye.